All right, this is Bob Maloney from My MMA News, and I am joined by my man Tony Gravely. Tony, listen, Tony is one of the busiest, hottest 135-pound fighters around. He's defending his CES title coming up. Tony, this is fight week, man. Thanks for giving me some time when you're cutting weight, even though it seems like you've been in camp for the last 3 or 4 years nonstop. How you feeling? How's the family? I know you don't get butterflies at this point now. This is like normal routine for you, but how you feeling? How's the excitement level?
I'm great. Everything's great. I'm excited to have a fight, and right now I've had a lot of fights, so I usually don't get really excited until it's time to go because anything can happen between now and actual fight day. So um, I'm excited, but I'll be even more excited after weigh-ins. When it's fight day and it's for real. So, but I'm excited though.
Listen, after you weigh in and all, and after the fight, and what's the first good big meal, the little cheat meal that you're looking forward to getting to? What's like on your and what are you thinking about that you're going to eat after when you finally get the chance?
So like right after the fight, what I like to eat.
Yeah,
Um, Usually, I'm like craving like a Coke or something. I'm like I need a Coke, and usually, honestly, anything. I'm a big burger person though. I really like burgers. So a good burger and like a Coke is
that's a
something
popular
that's
choice.
really
That's a
cool.
popular choice among guys. You know what I mean? Because that's one of the things. That's a staple in the diet that you can't usually have when you're cutting weight. Or listen, you're a wrestler at heart, and I know that you love Virginia Tech, and you have. Tell me a little bit about the most outstanding wrestler from the NCAAs who just obviously you've crossed paths with him. Tell me a little bit about him, and have you got to witness him and give him some love because I know that he's a friend of yours.
That was awesome to see. Makai Lewis, he was Virginia Tech's first NCAA champion. They've had finalists, a lot of tough wrestlers coming through there, but he was their first champion, and he got most outstanding wrestler as well. So I've been fortunate to have the opportunity to go to Virginia Tech and wrestle. Um, Usually like 4 days a week. Sometimes I go as much as I can, try to fit that in within my MMA training. And I go in there and I get to wrestle with a lot of tough guys. Haven't wrestled him. He's a lot bigger than I am, and he would crush me. But he comes in every day, and he's very soft spoken, very quiet, humble guy, and he'll come in and he was really laid back. But when he goes, he really goes. And that tournament, it was great just to see um, him do so much damage. He went through. I know he went through number one seed, beat a returning two timer, going for his third from Penn State in the finals, and he's had an amazing tournament. It's good. It was cool to see him. Like I see him multiple times a week come in and work hard, do extra drills on his own. I'll come in and he's drilling with coaches by himself on days off. So he's one of those people that he puts in the work, and it's very inspirational to see that. And I hope one day that on my stage where I'm at now, I've passed. I wasn't able to do that on the NCAA level with wrestling. So hopefully, I'm looking to do the same thing with fighting. So it's inspirational to see him do that, and one day I'm looking to do that on the UFC stage.
Well, listen, let's talk about the UFC bantamweight class because right now it's in a lot of flux. I mean, we've seen some bad news with TJ Dillashaw relinquishing his title because of a failed drug test. So he's suspended for a year. And it looks like Marlon Moraes is going to be taking on Henry Cejudo for the title. Tell me what you think about the weight class and what do you think about that fight, Marlon Moraes versus John Cejudo?
I think well, starting on the bantamweight division, I think it's obviously a really tough division. A lot of really good opponents, and I'm looking forward to testing myself against those opponents. They definitely have. I think the UFC has the deepest, most stacked bantamweight division out of any promotion in the world, and there's a lot of guys in there that there are other guys that are deserving of title shots too, like Pedro Munoz. There's a lot of other guys that are coming up that are going to be fighting for that title soon. But as far as Henry Cejudo and Marlon Moraes, I'm a big Cejudo fan. I've always liked Cejudo before he even started fighting. When he won the Olympics, before he won the Olympics, always been a fan, and I really like him. I think he's just a great guy. And Moraes, I've never met him before, but he seems like a great guy as well. And they're both studs, super tough opponents. So it's gonna be a great fight. I'm excited to see it. I think at the end of the day, if Cejudo, if he's looking to really win, obviously he can out wrestle anybody. I think. So I think that that's the deciding factor. If he can determine where the fight goes and keep from getting hit with anything serious, he can he can wrestle him and grind it out.
Absolutely. Listen, when he's an Olympic wrestler, so we know that that's even a level above. You know what I mean? Not just college. You're talking about when you're talking about guys like Jordan Burroughs and Cejudo who have success in the Olympics. That's really up there, man. Well, listen, one of these times I want to have an interview with you, and it's going to be UFC fighter Tony Gravely. I mean, that's my goal too. I mean, you have been doing tons of interviews. You've been with My MMA News. We've talked to you so many times. You keep winning. You keep winning. What do you think you need to do to get that call? Because there's really, as far as performing, you had spectacular knockouts. You finish just about everybody you fight. You stay healthy. You make weight. What do you think? What does your people tell you? What do you need to do to get that call?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm wondering the same thing. I wish, I had somebody to talk to about it and ask questions, but honestly, I don't know. I feel like I've done a lot to plead my case that I deserve to be there, but all I can do is keep doing what I'm doing until eventually, there's no doubt they're gonna want me. So, I wish I knew too. If I knew, I would do everything I can to make it happen. But um, right now, I'm just focusing on me and just trying to one fight at a time and keep on doing what I'm doing. And as long as I keep doing what I'm doing and keep growing, it's inevitable. So that's the goal, just to keep on one fight at a time until they have to have me.
Well, listen, you're one of the most humble guys I talk to in the sport and one of the nicest guys. Make sure you tell your pops I was asking. I really enjoyed, talking with him online. He's a great guy. I know that, he's proud of you. He'll travel halfway across the world to watch you fight. And you know what? That type of support, and he's the one that got you started in this sport. So it's an awesome story. So make sure you tell your pops I was asking about him. Let's talk about your fight coming up at CES. You're taking on Darren Mima. Now, listen, Darren, it's a late call for him, 10-7, but I know that you don't take anybody lightly. Just give me a quick preview of how you see your opponent and how you see this fight.
I think Darren's definitely a tough opponent. He's 10-7, and that doesn't mean that he's not good. He's fought some tough people, so it's not like he's some slouch and he's just some like cherry picked easy fight for me. Like, I understand that he's tough, and I don't look at records. I look at opponents. That's how it should be. I learned the hard way in wrestling that you can't underestimate anybody. I remember the first time I ever underestimated somebody wrestling, and he whooped me. So, and I know that's and people probably underestimate me too. It's not like I don't look very tough. So I definitely don't underestimate anybody, and I know he's going to be tough, and I know he's going to fight, give 120% from start to finish. So, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I know he's going to be tough, and I'm excited to be put in a battle where I'm going to come out a better fighter regardless of the outcome.
Well, listen, like I said again, I admire your work ethic, the ability, to fight as many times as you have over the last couple of years, and to like avoid injury, make weight every time, and win every time. It's really admirable. I mean, you're everything that's good in this sport. I am, keeping my fingers crossed that, you get that contract because you've deserved it. On the way out the door, Tony, give some love, some shout outs. I know that you have a ton of support, and just give some thanks out before we go. I know, like you just got done training, and you've been killing the media tour. Every time I look on there, everybody wants to talk to you, Mr. Popularity. Everybody wants to talk to you because you're such a great guy and you're such a winner too. So give some love out.
First of all, I thank my wife. She's, like I've said before, well, every time, she's a huge factor in me being able to do this. She allows me to do this for a living, which at this level, it's not. It's kind of hard to make a good living at this level, which is why everybody wants to be in the big leagues where you make the big money. So, but she's supportive, and she's pretty much like my sugar mama. She pays for most of the stuff and supports me. So, one day I'll return the favor, and everything will be good. I think my coaches, Perry Gibson, Joel Sutherland, they're like father figures to me. They always do whatever they can to help me improve, whether it be fight related or life related. Like think my parents, they travel, like you said earlier, they travel all over to watch me fight. They haven't missed. I think they've only missed like one maybe, but they've traveled all over the country watching me fight and wrestle. So before I even started fighting, wrestle too. So all my teammates at Tech MMA and Fitness Academy, let's see all my teammates. I already said my coaches. Sorry, I'm messing up. Get my train of thoughts leaving. Everybody that supports me, my family, got a bunch of people. Like I said, a ton of people that support me. Some people I know personally, some people I don't know. But either way, I love it. I enjoy the support. I'm really proud of the amount of support I have. Maybe more than my fighting accomplishments. I feel like for somebody to like you and to actually care about you, it takes more of you than it does to go out and win a fight. So I think that's really cool to have all those people behind me. I thank my sponsors, Record Tactical Concepts. Man, I'm messing up.
Listen, like I said, you're dehydrated. You're cutting weight, and you've been talking to so many people.
Hoffman Heating and Air, SAS Builders, Crockett Home Improvement, Snyder's and Associates, Valley Boys, and everybody that I have people at the gym. Sometimes they randomly give me money just because they want to help, and they don't let me know who they are. They're anonymous, so whoever they are, they're probably watching. Thank you to them, and just everybody that supports me. It really wants to see me succeed, which I know everybody doesn't. Some people act like they do, but there are a lot that really do want to see me succeed, and I'm very thankful for all those people.
All right, Sean Shelby, Dana White, man. Watch this guy fight. I know you know that name. He wins every time. He makes weight every time. This is a guy we want to see in the UFC, man. We want to see you there, Tony. Thanks again from my MMA News for always being available, for always being a great guy. And you know what? I'm a fan, and I appreciate you giving me your time. Go get that victory on Friday, and good things are coming to you. I know it. It was a pleasure talking to you again, as usual.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the coverage. Thank you for. You were probably I think you're the very first person that ever interviewed me.
I'm old. Don't tell everybody.
Oh, for sure. As a pro, I definitely. You're the very first one that interviewed me, and I really appreciate you continuing to support me and follow me throughout my career. So, it's great to have you as a friend.
Hey, listen, you're not just a great fighter, you're good people, and I'm proud to call you my friend, and you're easy to root for, and I know you're going to do well. So can't wait, brother.
Thank you so much, sir.